Breaking news, President Trump considering whether to fire special counsel Robert Mueller.
Swirling speculation about whether the president would move to fire Robert Mueller, the special counsel running the Russia investigation.
It is the lead story of today's New York Times. It is the front page of the LA Times.
It amounts to political suicide if President Trump actually tried to fire the special counsel Robert Mueller.
I think at some point we're going to have to stop saying Trump is committing political suicide, all right? Donald Trump don't die, people. Donald Trump is the Transformers movies of politics. No matter how bad it gets, it's never over. And you think you don't know anybody who supports them, but you do. You do. That being said, though, I get why a president firing the special prosecutor investigating his campaign is something the media would want to cover, because it's fun to gossip. Which, if we're honest, is at this point all the story really is.
This all started when the president's friend, Chris Ruddy, floated this idea on the PBS NewsHour. We know he was here, had West Wing meetings. We don't think he actually met with the president, by the way. That's important to point out. But he did float the idea that the president was thinking about this possibility of trying to get Mueller fired.
So some guy is just guessing that Trump is thinking of firing Mueller. Well, no, Shivambu. Trump's always thinking about firing someone. It's who he is. Right now, at this very moment, he's probably watching the White House gardener out the window going like, maybe if I fire him, Russia will disappear. Maybe him? No. Look, I know it's exciting to think about Trump sabotaging his presidency, but this is a rumor. No more, no less. Like, why waste energy on speculative crazy when there's so much actual crazy to focus on? Like for instance, this recent gift from the House of Representatives.
Republicans voted to undo most of the DoddFrank Act, arguing it made it harder for banks to do business and hampered the economy. The House voted to undo stricter banking rules imposed following the 2008 financial crisis.
Yes, finally, Republicans stepping up for the white working class banks. And look, I know that relaxing bank regulations could easily lead to another financial collapse, but is that necessarily a bad thing, is it, huh? Because, I mean, let's be honest, every generation deserves the chance to complain to their kids about how rough they had it, huh? So when this causes the next crash, millennials will finally get to tell their story. After the crash, we couldn't afford the puppy filter. We had to use roadkill and Scotch tape, and we were happy. We had it tough. People, you understand what happened here? The House voted to repeal DoddFrank. That actually happened. The Mueller thing didn't. But there's way more coverage on the Mueller story because it's more fun to watch a soap opera than CNBC. It's the same reason today everyone was glued to the latest installment of the DC Hobbit, the Senate testimony of Attorney General Jeff Sessions.
In the hot seat, Attorney General Jeff Sessions set to testify on Capitol Hill today about his Russian contacts during the presidential campaign.
Attorney General Sessions, if you would stand, I will administer the oath to you.
Oh, you were standing? Oh, my bad. I didn't realize that you were standing at the time. That's right. Jeff Sessions today gave sworn testimony about the Russia investigation to the Senate Intelligence Committee, right? And it was a pretty dramatic hearing because just last week, James Comey testified to the same folks, and he threw some hard shade at his former boss, suggesting that Sessions hasn't been truthful about his role in the whole Russia mess. And today, Sessions fought back.
So I'll finish with this. I recuse myself from any investigation into the campaign for president, but I did not recuse myself from defending my honor against scurrilous and false allegations.
Oh, well, I do declare. Jefferson Beauregard defending his honor. Oh, that was a slick line. I didn't recuse myself. Yeah, part of me does think that Jeff Sessions uses that line all the time, though. You know, I recuse myself from the Russia investigation, but I will not recuse myself from these nachos. Yeah. Wait, $5 for guacamole? I recuse myself. Now, the recusal that Sessions mentioned was one of the key issues everyone wanted to know about. Did he speak to President Trump about Russia after he said he wouldn't? So the question was simple. But if there's one thing we know about magical creatures, it's that if you ask them a question they don't like, they'll just make up rules for why they can't answer.
In any of your discussions with the president
about
the firing of James Comey, did the question of the Russian investigation ever come up?
I cannot answer that because it was a communication by the president, or if any such occurred, it would be a communication that he has not waived. I am not stonewalling. I am following the historic policies of the Department of Justice.
You referred to a longstanding DOJ policy. Can you tell us what policy it is you're talking about? You referred
A policy that goes beyond just the Attorney General.
Is that policy in writing somewhere?
I think so.
Trixie Hobbit says. Hey everyone, before you click over to another YouTube contouring tutorial, just a reminder, watch full episodes of The Daily Show for free anytime with the Comedy Central app or at thedailyshow.com. Now you can go on your way. Remember, it's all about the cheeks, the lines, and the cheeks.